Every once in a while, a coin emerges that quietly encapsulates a slice of history, an unexpected twist in the narrative of American currency. Today's discussion centers on one such piece, a 1971 U.S. nickel that has captivated the attention of collectors with its understated charm and rich story. This isn't about flashy headlines or gimmicky trends, it's about the tangible connection to a pivotal era in minting history and the subtle intricacies that set this coin apart from its contemporaries. The 1971 U.S. nickel carries a story that intertwines innovation and tradition in the world of coinage. As the mint adjusted to new technological advances and shifts in public demand, the year 1971 marked an interesting period where subtle design tweaks and production nuances began to hint at what the future of U.S. coinage might hold. This coin, struck in a time when the nation was exploring its identity through both art and industry, embodies the balance between modern production methods and enduring classic design. The context behind its creation is as compelling as the coin itself, reflecting a time when minting processes were transitioning and collectors started noticing finer details that had previously gone unnoticed. One of the standout features of the 1971 nickel is the precise manner in which it was produced. When examining this coin closely, collectors find that the details on the face are sharper than many other nickels of the era, and the intricate designs lend a sense of refinement that appeals to those with a keen eye for detail. The subtle differences in the reeded edge and the overall weight make it a subject of many debates among numismatists. This coin wasn't just another piece of currency, it became a marker of quality and craftsmanship that resonated with both everyday users and those with a passion for collecting rare items. Another element that sets the 1971 nickel apart is its rarity in certain mint conditions. While many coins from this year were produced in large quantities, a closer look reveals that coins with exceptional strikes and preserved details can be exceedingly rare. Collectors who have managed to secure examples in pristine mint condition often find these coins fetching significantly higher prices at auctions. Some of these rare specimens have even become highlights at prestigious numismatic auctions, where bidding can soar well into the high five figures. Such auctions not only underscore the coin's monetary value but also its importance as a piece of American heritage. Diving deeper into its historical context, the 1971 nickel was part of a broader initiative aimed at revitalizing American coinage during a period of economic and cultural change. The adjustments in the mint's processes during that time were reflective of a nation eager to innovate while still paying homage to its storied past. Behind the scenes, dedicated mint workers and designers worked meticulously to perfect every aspect of the coin, from its balanced design to the clear, crisp lettering. For collectors, these behind-the-scenes efforts are part of what makes the coin so desirable, as it carries with it the imprint of an era of transformation and technical achievement. What makes this particular nickel truly valuable isn't just its design but also the stories that have accumulated around it over the years. There are numerous accounts from collectors who recall acquiring these coins during the early days of coin collecting. Some have noted that the 1971 nickel served as an introduction to the world of collecting for many enthusiasts, sparking a lifelong passion for numismatics. In one memorable story, a seasoned collector recounted how a chance encounter at a local coin show led to a conversation about the intricate details of the nickel, eventually evolving into a dedicated pursuit of rare coin acquisitions. These narratives add layers of emotional and historical significance, making the coin more than just a piece of metal but a treasured link to personal and shared histories. The market value of the 1971 nickel varies significantly based on its condition. Coins in circulated condition, while still prized for their historical importance, typically command modest premiums among collectors. In contrast, those in near mint or uncirculated condition can see their value soar. It's not uncommon for a well-preserved 1971 nickel to achieve prices that rival some of the more celebrated issues from earlier eras, especially when verified by expert grading services. Auction records over the past few years have shown a steady appreciation in value, with some examples fetching remarkable sums that highlight the coin's appeal. The fluctuations in market value not only reflect the coin's rarity but also the increasing interest in mid-20th century American coinage as collectors search for hidden gems that have been overlooked in favor of older issues. Another interesting facet of the 1971 nickel is how its condition affects its desirability and value. Mint state versions, with their crisp edges and unblemished surfaces, are in a class of their own. These coins often exhibit an almost mirror-like finish that brings out the minute details of the design, capturing the attention of even the most discerning eye. On the other hand, circulated coins, which carry a patina of use and a story of everyday life, hold their own charm. Many collectors appreciate these for the character they display, a tangible reminder that the coin once passed through countless hands, each with its own tale. The dichotomy between mint state and circulated versions of the 1971 nickel creates a dynamic market where both aesthetics and historical context drive value. It's also worth noting that the intricacies of the 1971 nickel's design can serve as a fascinating study in minting evolution. The balance between traditional elements and modern techniques makes this coin a perfect example of how the mint strive to honor its heritage while embracing new production methods. Collectors have long admired how the coin manages to maintain a timeless quality, with its iconic design elements still resonating strongly today. The attention to detail in its engraving and the precision of its strike provide ample material for discussion among experts, with many citing this coin as an excellent case study in quality improvement in coin production. The personal connections and anecdotal experiences shared by collectors add an irreplaceable value to the 1971 nickel. Some enthusiasts recall how spotting a pristine example at a local fair sparked a journey into a lifelong hobby, while others recount the thrill of discovering a rare mint error hidden in an otherwise standard issue. These stories, passed along in coin clubs and at auction events, enrich the narrative of the coin. They remind us that while market values and historical data are important, the real treasure lies in the shared passion and memories that these coins evoke. Whether it's the nostalgic thrill of holding a piece of history or the excitement of bidding in a high-stakes auction, the 1971 nickel continues to inspire and connect collectors across generations. In summary, the 1971 US nickel is much more than a simple piece of currency. It's a tangible connection to a transformative period in American history, a testament to the evolution of minting techniques, and a cherished artifact that continues to captivate collectors. Its rich historical context, exceptional design details, and the diverse range of stories associated with it make this coin a standout piece in any collection. The enduring appeal of the 1971 nickel lies in its ability to evoke a sense of nostalgia while simultaneously representing the progress and innovation of its time. Whether you're an experienced collector or someone with a budding interest in numismatics, this coin offers a unique glimpse into the intricate world of US coinage, blending art, history, and craftsmanship in one beautifully minted package. Now, let's shift gears to the 1972 US nickel, another coin that might appear ordinary at first glance, but once you start peeling back the layers, you find a fascinating blend of rarity, error potential, and collector intrigue. While it follows closely on the heels of the 1971 issue, the 1972 nickel introduces its own twists, making it an essential study for collectors who appreciate nuance and love spotting the uncommon among the common. The 1972 nickel came into circulation during a time when the U.S. Mint was still refining its equipment and dealing with some inconsistency across its facilities. This was also an era marked by changing demands on coin production, as the economy was shifting and the need for durable, mass-produced coinage remained high. As with the previous year, the mint struck nickels in large quantities, but not all of them were created equal. That's where things get interesting. Among the millions minted, a very small percentage contain features that set them apart as genuine rarities, and the most famous of these is the elusive 1972 NOS-proof Jefferson Nickel. Now, the standard 1972 nickels you'd find in circulation were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, and those are generally abundant. But the NOS-proof? That's a whole different story. In 1972, proof sets were supposed to be struck at the San Francisco Mint and marked with an S Mintmark. Yet, due to a very specific and now legendary minting oversight, a few of those proof nickels were struck without the Mintmark altogether. It's not just a faint S or a poorly struck one, it's completely missing. And that minting error turned what would have been a standard proof coin into one of the rarest modern nickels in existence. What makes this error particularly compelling is how it slipped through the quality control process at all. Proof coins are usually held to higher standards, they're struck multiple times for a crisper appearance and carefully inspected. So the idea that a batch of them could go out the door without such a key identifying feature. That's part of what fuels the mystique. To date, only a small number of these NOS-proof nickels have been verified. We're talking fewer than 20 known examples. That kind of scarcity doesn't just nudge up demand, it launches it into the stratosphere. Collectors who've managed to get their hands on one of these NOS proofs are in rare company. Auction houses have seen them sell for truly staggering amounts. One verified specimen brought in nearly $25,000 at auction, and others have fetched similar prices depending on grade and presentation. These aren't coins that pop up casually in a dealer's tray, they're the kind of piece that gets its own velvet-lined case and is usually accompanied by a story. And even among experienced collectors, just seeing one in person is a memorable event. Outside of the proof error, the 1972 nickel also has its quirks among regular business strikes. For example, some Denver minted coins from that year show signs of over-polishing, where details like the steps on Monticello become faint or even disappear entirely. For collectors focusing on full-step designations, a grading criterion that recognizes sharply struck nickels with fully visible steps on Monticello's front stairs, this can be a frustrating year. But for the same reason, finding a 1972 D or 1972 P with full steps can be a goldmine. These high-grade, sharply struck coins are rare enough to command significant premiums, sometimes several $100s or more, even though they were once just everyday pocket change. Condition once again plays a huge role in value. A circulated 1972 nickel with no standout features is worth face value or maybe a few cents to the right buyer. But when you're talking mint state examples, especially those graded MS65 or higher by PCGS or NGC, the value starts to climb. And then if you layer in full steps, now you're entering a much more competitive tier of collecting. Collectors will go out of their way to hunt these coins down, sometimes searching through thousands of rolls just to find one with the right characteristics. It's not unlike prospecting, a lot of digging, but the payoff can be worth it. What adds charm to the 1972 nickel is its split identity. It's either a totally unremarkable coin or one of the most remarkable errors in modern U.S. minting. That duality keeps collectors on their toes. You never quite know what you're looking at until you dig in. The possibility that one could unknowingly have a NOS proof tucked away in an old collection or proof set somewhere keeps the chase alive. And for those with sharp eyes and a bit of patience, the regular strikes still offer a rewarding challenge when hunting for those elusive full-step examples. There's also a certain nostalgia attached to coins from the early 70s. For many collectors in the 40 to 50 plus age range, these nickels were part of everyday life, handed out in change, jingling in your pocket at the movies, maybe even tossed into a piggy bank as a kid. Rediscovering them now, not just as currency but as coveted collectibles, is part of the joy. It's like turning over a stone in your backyard and finding a piece of buried treasure. And the 1972 nickel, with all its mystery, mistakes, and market value, is exactly that kind of hidden gem. Collectors who followed this coin for years often swap stories of late-night roll hunts, oddities found in proof sets inherited from family, or the excitement of spotting that missing mintmark through a magnifying glass. These personal connections are part of what make this hobby so rich. Coins like the 1972 nickel aren't just investments, they're conversation starters, tangible links to history, and little time capsules from a very specific, very human moment in our national story. So whether you're chasing the elusive NOS proof, hunting for a high-grade full steps version, or simply exploring the finer details of the 1972 nickel out of pure curiosity, this coin offers depth, drama, and serious collector appeal. It's a reminder that even in an age where most people barely glance at their change, real value, historical, monetary, and emotional, can still be found in the palm of your hand. Now, when you step back and look at both the 1971 and 1972 nickels side by side, you start to see the bigger picture. These aren't just coins from a bygone era, they're reflections of a changing mint, of stories passed through generations, and of the thrill that comes from discovering the exceptional in what others overlook. Whether you've got one in your collection or you're just starting to search, these nickels remind us that in the world of numismatics, the ordinary is often anything but